I apologize for the delay, folks, but now we're up and live there, and I want to welcome all you to the Town Board meeting, May 23rd, 2023. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Supervisor Clavin. Councilman Carini.
Yeah.
Councilman Dunn.
Yeah.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Here. Councilwoman Miller.
Here.
Councilman Muscarella.
Here.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
Receiver of Taxes Janine Driscoll.
Here.
Receiver of Taxes Janine Driscoll, please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Right hand over your heart, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And Madam Clerk, would you please call the first public hearing?
We have the petition of the Commissioner of Buildings to demolish the in-ground swimming pool and remove all litter and debris from a property in East Meadow.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips to item number one. Is anybody who would like to be heard did not sign in for item number one? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have the petition of the Commissioner of Buildings to demolish and remove a two-story wood frame, one-family dwelling with detached garage, and to remove all litter and debris from the property in North Belmore.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard on this? I'm going to go through the audience. Don't worry, when we ask the audience to speak, we ask them to go to the back podium, all right? Any member of the board wish to be heard on this? Okay, I got a couple of slips that people have signed in. You go to the back podium there and speak. First, I have Jane Weisbecker? Yes. Okay, you're going to go to the back and give your name and address. That'd be awesome. Thank you. How you doing? Name and address, please. Thanks.
Good morning. Yes, my name is Jane Weisbecker. I'm an attorney for the bank that has the mortgage on the property. My address is 14 Pembroke Road in Greenwich, Connecticut, 06831. Could we also check our other witness in, or you want me to?
No, I'm just going to go one at a time. And you might testify or ask some questions, and he may not need to. So we'll find out, Counselor. Okay?
Okay. We are here to object to the petition. The property is in foreclosure. Can you wait 1 second? Issue. I'm just breathing issue funny today.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Can we let him go first?
Okay. How does this sound? Is that Todd? Yes, it is. All right, Todd, I'm going to ask you to give your name and address. And Jovino, if I remember correctly, or I read this correctly, I'm not great at this. If you identify yourself, give your name and address.
Sure. Todd Jovino, Island Advance Realty. Address is 360 Motor Parkway, Hauppauge, New York. Here representing Select Portfolio on behalf of U.S. Bank, and I'm local representation brought into this matter recently.
Okay. I'm also going to identify Freddie, why don't you come on up there? Identify yourself. That'd be awesome.
Frederick Jowitz, Town of Hempstead, Department of Buildings.
Okay. Do you have a position on this application? Mr. Jovino? Yeah.
Okay.
Or Counsel?
All right, this property is in foreclosure. It's been in foreclosure for a couple of years, delayed because of COVID.
Yep.
The status of the foreclosure is there's now pending a motion for judgment of foreclosure and sale, which is the last step towards entering a judgment of foreclosure and scheduling a sale.
Yep.
We anticipate that that'll be granted in short order. We never know with the court. There have been really bad delays because of COVID in the last couple of years. But we would ask that the petition be continued, and Todd can give you some more facts about that we have a hold harmless and some parties engaged to do some work on the property.
Let me do it before Todd testifies. Fred, did you want to add something?
Sure. I would just like to, good morning, everybody. I would just like to remind the board that this has been vacant since 2019.
Right.
And first Chapter 90 notice was actually mailed out 2019. So this has been going on for a long time. It is still vacant. And the position of the department is we recommend approval of the resolution And then, of course, they can work with Chief Lipinski, and that sort of gets us a little more action and a little more movement on a house that's been vacant since 2019.
That is something we've customarily done. Is that correct?
That's customarily correct.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
No.
Being in court. So the problem with having a demolition order entered on property, though, is we anticipate that this will go to a foreclosure sale and in not that long a time. So if you enter a demolition order, that is going to essentially cause no one to bid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to put like a death knell on this structure, and it's going to totally frustrate the collateral of the bank. The bank has put about $600,000 of advancements into the property, so the bank stands to lose quite a bit if you take a structure and turn it into demolished property. So I realize that there's been a delay. The bank doesn't own the property, unfortunately, at this point, but is working on it. We've taken steps to get the hold harmless sign. So we have some experts retained to do various work. I think that can be explained. And we're looking for basically to be put on your next calendar to allow us to do this. The delay is really not the bank's fault. It's the court's fault. And, you know, as a lawyer, that's what I've been standing up and telling people now.
No, and I get that. Let me ask you a question. Is it Nassau County? Where's the court action being held?
In Nassau County.
Do you have a next court date?
So what's happened is it's a motion for judgment of foreclosure and sale was filed more than a month ago. So it's pending, and the judge is reviewing it. It's an unopposed foreclosure. No defendants have appeared. It's a vacant property, so there should be some pretty quick attention paid to this motion to get it granted. Once that's granted, then you're allowed to schedule your sale within about 30 to 60 days. So we're not talking about hanging on to this property for a long time. But once you enter a demolish order, nobody's going to bid. That's going to become searchable. Anybody doing due diligence on the property is going to see it, and no one will bid on it. So you're essentially cutting the value of the collateral in half. And we ask that you not do that. We're actually looking for, just put us on your next hearing. Do it today. If it's 30
Ready?
or 60 days, put us on your next hearing. And let us get in. We have the hold harmless. We have people engaged to go in. And let us clean up the exterior of the property.
All right, hold on 1 second, Counselor.
Sure.
Okay. Look, I think the issue is the fact that it's been like this for multiple years, and the motion was filed after this is moving forward. You know, that's...
It's been filed twice.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But the property's been like this for a very long time. It's been customarily, you know, we are willing to adopt it and then still give time. But I will tell you, Counselor, just in all due respect, you know, my colleague will speak to this. This isn't a problem that's come up like in the last 6 months, in the last year. This has been an ongoing problem. Councilman Dunn, did you want to add something?
Yes, I visited the property with Assemblyman McDonough, and the neighbors were really upset with the property because the kids go there and drink. This is 6 years, not a month ago, not 4 months, not a year ago. 6 years the neighbors have been asking for something to happen with this. Now, all of a sudden, we finally get to the point where we can show them we're doing something, and you're saying, oh, hold it off for a little longer, because we did something last month. We filed for a court date. Last month, they've been 6 years already. You know, I have to think of the people that I represent, and they're really very, very upset. So
I understand, and to be honest, I mean,
And if we do pass this, you still have wiggle room, as the commissioner said from the building department, to resolve it and keep the building, you know, intact, as long as you meet certain criteria. So you have time. You have a little bit of wiggle room. You had 6 years. Now you got a lot less time. So I'm recommending that we pass this and give you that little bit of wiggle room.
well, the Foreclosure actually wasn't filed until 19, so before COVID, it wasn't pending very long. So, and then COVID kind of closed everything down, as you know.
Yeah, no, and we're respectful of that. And I get, the courts and they're doing the Zoom conferences, and I know foreclosure part down in Nassau County well, but the courts have been open for a while now, and the motions are going. We do have a number of residents who have been complaining about this for a very long time, and they live here. We're willing to give somewhat of a delay on the actual demolition, but we have to be very, very mindful of the residents who have been dealing with this on a regular basis for a number of years.
I'm gonna ask a question. You mentioned 3 times the hold harmless. Can you explain the hold harmless and what the hold harmless is gonna do for us and for the neighbors and for continue the cleanup and stuff?
Sure. Again, Todd Giovino here. So even though this has been going on for a while, they recently brought me in as local to the property. And this is what my company does. We handle and oversee properties going through foreclosure as well as properties that are presently foreclosed on. And unfortunately, it took to get here today, like you said, and look, we're very sympathetic to the neighbors. I live within the community. I'm part of the town of Hempstead here. And look, we all are sympathetic to it. The reality is, look, I've been out to the property much like you have, and the property, as it states in your report, is structurally not sound. It's actually, if you look at, I don't know if you have the report on survey on page 2, it actually says property's intact and in good condition. There are problems with missing siding, a bad deck, some overgrown grass in the backyard, and a garage that should be attended to, but nothing that warrants the property to come down. I don't think we're sending the right message to the community that we're going to take down houses because some kids are drinking beer on the property. Look, again, as we're sympathetic, we're here to take action. We just got the hold harmless report filled out. I was brought into this a week and a half ago. We acted timely. We went out there. We viewed the property. We already have people lined up to move on this.
So my question is, what does a hold harmless do?
Well, it allows us inside the property. We're not allowed inside the property until we gave the proper documentation that you requested for us to access it. So,
Mr. Uvina, when were you brought in on this?
Approximately a week and a half ago.
Okay, so a week and a half ago. This has been an ongoing problem for 6 years. Like I said, and all due respect to Councilor, and I appreciate you driving down. I hope the drive back up to Connecticut's good and you don't get stuck in traffic because they're doing lane work on the 95. You have to understand the board's position. This has been going on for a number of years. The residents have been somewhat, patient to a degree. We're very mindful of them. I appreciate you being, retained the last, week and a half, but, the bank has an obligation. Everybody has an obligation. We've expressed, our willingness to say, we can't speak for how everyone's going to vote, may or may not adopt this motion, and we might delay it. But I do think, we've seen a pretty steady pattern of nothing getting done. And just, trying to be straightforward with you on that.
Well, look, again, I was at the property, a week and a half ago. The property was locked up, secured.
Yeah, okay. Do you live in North Belmore?
I live in Oceanside.
Okay. Okay. I'm sure if this is like this for 6 years, you
absolutely. Look, we understand.
I know, but I'm saying you understand. I've said you've gotten an expression from my building commissioner, who really is of the mindset that he'd probably go down there and knock it down tomorrow, that maybe he'd be willing to work with you. But like I said, is there anything else you want to add to this?
No, we just like the opportunity one last opportunity to do the right thing here. That's what we asked the court today.
Okay. Counselor?
Yes. Well, it's just, I can't reiterate strongly enough that the order is going to have a very negative impact on the foreclosure. So, you do have to look at the equities of all parties. This is a bank. Banks can't walk into properties. They've been trying to find this owner for a long time. Haven't been able to. There's no appearing parties in the foreclosure. So there's no reason for me to believe that there's going to be any kind of long delay at this point. So, we're not trying to delay you any further. I'm asking for you to just hear us on your next.
No, we are. What's the bank that owns it?
I'm sorry?
Which bank is this?
U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank.
Okay, like I said.
National Association, right.
Okay, all right.
So-
I hear you, and I appreciate it. I got another resident that asked to speak before we make a motion here. I know it's Claire Hanovic? Hey, how you doing? If you go to the back mic and give your name and address, that'd be great. Hi, how you doing? Name and address, that'd be great.
Claire Hanovic, 2350 Fowler Street, North Belmore, New York, 11710. So I'm in favor of knocking down this home. It's been vacant for a long time, and I live right next door to it. It is actually more than just drinkers. It's a massive rat problem. It has spread through the whole block. I have killed well over 50 in my own yard and seen many cut off heads of rats. And I have pulled squatters out of there with the police. I don't know if anybody else would like to stay living next to a house like that, but that's a big risk. I have a family, and I don't want my house burned down because a squatter needs to create a fire in this home to stay warm. I stay watch on that house like I have nothing better to do, and I just want to see it gone.
Okay.
It is, if you walk onto any part of that property, it is just crumbling. I don't see how it's even sound.
Okay.
I feel like it's a danger, and if those children go into that backyard and go into that shed or garage, it is going to collapse on them. It's a very big risk.
Yep. Okay.
And it's very accessible, the whole property.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any of the slips on this item. Is anybody else that wishes to be heard that did not sign in on this? Sure, if you just give your name and address in the back, that'd be great. Thank you.
Good morning. Marcia Di Thierry, Merrick, New York. I understand if something is dangerous that you don't want it around, but me being a resident of Merrick, I see what happens. You knock the house down, a developer is going to come, and you know what's going to happen because there are no tree preservation laws. They're going to clear cut every single tree. They're going to build as big a house as they can.
Ms. Di Thierry, we're not talking about tree legislation right now.
I'm talking about what's happening.
But do you have something in relation to this petition? That this
petition-
house from North Belmore, do you have something in relation to this hearing?
I am asking that if the house has to be built, has to be knocked down, that you do not allow whoever purchases the property to clear cut every single tree like they do on every other property that a developer buys, and that's why we need tree preservation. That's what
Okay, thank you. Anybody else that did not sign in wishes to be heard? Okay, if not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and that the board adopt the item.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilwoman Miller. Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Council, I appreciate it, Mr. Vino. Perhaps you can exchange information with the buildings commissioner and see, and I appreciate you coming in, but, residents have spoken, and I appreciate the councilman's passion as well. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a petition of the Commissioner of Buildings to demolish and remove a two-story wood frame, one-family dwelling with detached two-car garage, and to remove all litter and debris from the property located in Oceanside.
Okay, a member of the board wish to be heard on this item? I do not have any slips on this item. Anybody did not sign in or wishes to be heard on item number 3? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking in Garden City South and Oceanside.
Okay, a member of the board wish to be heard on this? I do not have any slips on item number 4. Does anybody wish to be heard on item number 4 that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Elmont, Merrick, North Merrick, and Seaford.
A member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I do not have any slips. Any member of the public did not sign in and wishes to be heard on item number 5? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in Baldwin, near East Rockaway, Levittown, Oceanside, and Woodmere.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I don't have any slips. Anybody did not sign in wishes to be heard on item number 6? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella. Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding traffic regulations in the vicinity of schools in Oceanside.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips. Did anybody not sign in wishes to be heard on item number 7? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
A second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding bus stops in Merrick.
Any member of the board wish to be heard on this? I do not have any slips. Anybody not signed in wishes to be heard on item number 8? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini. Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed handicap parking on public streets in Belrose Terrace, East Meadow, Elmont, Garden City South, and Roosevelt.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips on item number 9. Anybody did not sign in wishes to be heard on item number 9? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and board adopt the item.
Brilliant.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed contracts for fire protection services in the North Lindbergh Fire Protection District.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips. Anybody did not sign in for item number 10 wishes to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
May I please get a second?
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed contract for fire protection services in the Northwest Malvern Fire Protection District.
Okay, I don't have any member of the board say anything? Nope. I don't have any slips on this. Anybody did not sign in and wishes to be heard on item number 11? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed increase and improvement of the Franklin Square Water District.
Okay, a member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I have a slip here. Andrew Manfredi. Wish to be heard, Mr. Manfredi? No, we're good. We're here for any questions. Okay, it's my kind of signing. Great. Anybody else that did not sign in and wishes to be heard on item number 12? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the administrative calendar.
On the administrative calendar, we have items 13 through 49.
Okay, and does any member of the board wish to speak on any of the administrative items? Okay, I have a couple of slips in. We'll start off with Felix Bercacci. Good morning, Mr. Bercacci. If you'd please give your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Felix Procacci, Franklin Square. Item number 29. Where are the details of the expenditures for this resolution?
Town Controller.
Good morning, Town Board. John Mastro, Maria, I'm the Town
Controller. That expenditure represents payroll expenses for the first quarter of 2023 for public safety payroll.
Why wasn't that put in as part of the resolution? No description saying how the money's going to be used. That should have been part of the resolution. You put a lot of whereas, but you need to put like...
We have all the documentation, we have the permissibility, we have...
Well, I have to foil that now?
No one said you had to foil it, but he's answering your question.
Yeah, because no, it should be put, I've mentioned this many times, it's state law that, you know, anything you reference here should be put in as part of the resolution, so people don't have to ask obvious questions. If you're going to spend $800,000, you should explain to people why you're spending $800,000.
You just explained it.
Yeah, but how many people are going to come here and ask that question?
Lots of people.
Part of the resolution.
Lots of people come here.
Yeah, but how many people are going to know this? If a reporter looks at it, how are they going to know? They're going to have to watch the meeting in order to find this out.
Okay.
I just wish in the future you follow the law. I've said this many times.
Mr.
I know I'm not a
Kachi,
lawyer. You bring that up all the time.
Mr.
You have to
Kachi,
follow the law.
I didn't bring up the fact that you're not a lawyer.
No, you
I appreciate
have done that.
No, you,
In
Mr.
the past,
Kachi.
you have.
What?
In the past, you've brought up the fact that I'm not a lawyer, therefore I can't.
But I think you said numerous times before.
On several occasions, you've brought that up. More than
If you say so.
Yeah.
You just said a minute ago numerous occasions, and then you said after I did it last time. It doesn't sound like numerous to me.
Anyway, in the future, please do that. And now,
We'll take it under advisement, Mr.
Can I get
McCatchy.
data for this, or do I have to foil it, Mr. Mastroianni?
If you're, you can foil it if you want to.
But can I get it without foiling it? Can he just send it to me, or do I have to make a formal foil request?
I would make a formal request for documentation.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Next, I have Pearl Jacobs. Morning, Ms. Jacobs. If you give me your name and address for the record, thanks.
Good morning, Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale. Item 37, you know, there's some concern, a lot of concern. Of course, you know that this lease transfer was passed last night, so it's going to come to the town event, you know, very soon regarding the environmental studies. So my questions regarding the water quality here in our county, our aquifer, which is a sole source aquifer, and its ability to sustain a project of this magnitude. So the last report pertaining to water usage of our aquifer was published in either 2010 or 2015. There was no report thereafter, and we're talking about, what, 10 to 12 years ago? And my question is, when will the town publish an updated report informing residents of the quality and the quality of the water of our aquifer and the amount of usage that remains in our aquifer?
Is that
Our
in
sole
relation to item
source
number
aquifer here in Nassau County?
Is that in relation to item number 37?
Yes, it is. It's water. It's about water.
Well, no, you're asking about a report. There's a resolution.
I'm just asking, I'm elaborating because I'm concerned about water and our water quality. In here, item 37, it says, related to treatment system design and related to upgrades for 1.4 dioxin treatment and nitrate removal, Roosevelt Field wells. It's water. So, I mean, would I have the courtesy of having someone answer those questions?
You were asking about issuing a report. I mean, if you've been here before, you know this is about this resolution. I know I saw the water commissioner. Could you explain what this water?
Elaborate a little bit on the when the next reports will be coming out?
No, we're not talking about reports. We're talking about the application in front of us. You want to explain what the application is? That'd be great.
Right. So the resolution.
Identify yourself. You got to tell everybody who you are.
I was here so long, I forgot I didn't do it.
It's a nice alchemy shirt.
Reinhardt, Department of Water, Supervisor, members of the town board. Item 37 is amending and professional services contract with D&B Engineers for the 1,4-dioxane removal at wells 7, 11, and 12 in the Roosevelt Field Water District. The project is now progressing to construction. This includes construction inspection services and other modifications to the design that were necessary.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you, sir, for that update regarding the Roosevelt Field Water District, but I'm sure residents in Nassau County would like to see an updated report on on the status of our sole source aquifer here.
Supervisor,
In Nassau
department, as all water departments on Nassau County and in New York State do, our annual drinking water quality report was just mailed out in the past week or so. If you haven't received it yet, you'll be receiving it in the next couple of days. That's the annual water quality report. Summarizes all the water quality tests that are done, work that we're doing in the district, conservation initiatives that we're undertaking. Goes out every year to every resident.
Let us
Okay,
let
yes,
us know if
water
you don't get the
quality-
report. Let us
Yes,
know.
and
We'll drop
thank
one off.
you, water quality report, but we also need water quality report regarding our aquifer, as well as the amount of usage that is left in our aquifer.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioner. I don't have any other slips in the administrative calendar. Is anybody else that didn't sign in wishes to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the administrative calendar from number 13 through 49.
Can I get a second?
I second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Carini.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn. Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Okay, now that the formal town board meeting has been adjourned, the town board will remain to listen to the comments of residents. We've got a couple of people signed in, and he's no stranger to this crowd, Felix Procacci, number one.
Felix Procacci, Franklin Square. Recently, Don Clavin sent residents a mailing titled Ecology Update. In this mailing, Clavin encourages people to conserve natural resources and reduce their carbon footprint. On the second page of the so-called ecology mailing, Clavin writes about the negative environmental effects of single-use water bottles, while on the front page of this mailing, Don Clavin is holding an open single-use water bottle. To produce the 3,700 pounds of paper required for this mailing, about 7,400 pounds of wood were required, or 56 trees, 9,000 gallons of water, and 2,800 kilowatts of electricity. This paper then needed to be shipped to the town, printed, and mailed, requiring the burning of additional carbon-based fuels. Last year, in 2022, Don Clavin sent out 110 different mailings with a postage budget of $2.2 million. In 2023, Don Clavin increased the town's postage budget by $1 million, or $4 per household. The fact that Don Clavin did this shows he is not really concerned for the environment. He does not want to help our planet, as he writes in the mailing. By using taxpayer money to maintain his popularity through the use of propaganda, Clavin has crossed the line, showing there is no conviction behind his inflated rhetoric. If Supervisor Clavin and this town board really want to help our planet, they would work on passing a tree preservation law in Hempstead. Although other communities on Long Island have tree preservation laws, Clavin says he doesn't want to put such a law up for a vote because some board members are against it. Well, some residents are against politicians using taxpayer money to spread propaganda and wasting natural resources, but that has never deterred Clavin from sending misleading and environmentally unfriendly mailings. If Supervisor Clavin and this town council really want to help our planet, they should stop spreading propaganda and start working on passing tree preservation law in Hempstead. The first step to getting this done is talking to residents. Public debate is healthy as long as everybody is sincere in doing what is best for the residents. And it's okay if everybody doesn't disagree. There is no law that says that every vote on this town board has to be 7-0. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, I have John Alberto. Mr. Alberto, if you give your name and address to the record, thank you.
John Alberto, Oceanside. So I purchased a home in Oceanside 2 years ago. There is a parcel of land to the north of my property that is not part of my property. I have been in touch with several members of the town trying to identify ownership over this land. Now, the issue is that there is a bulkhead on the property that's fallen into disrepair. There is erosion that's taking place from under the surface of the land so that you can step on the property and fall into a sinkhole. which has happened to one of the neighbors within the last month's time. So I was just hoping that the town can give some direction on how we can improve this dangerous condition.
Yeah, where's, either got my building commissioner or my deputy, Freddie? That's Freddie Jarwitz, he's a building commissioner. Perhaps you go to the back and he can help you identify Fred. I see, oh, John's there too. Hey, John. You should go with John, he's really helpful. You should go to the back and give a helping hand and try and identify who the property is and who the property owner is, okay? Thank you very much. Next I have Denise Alexa. If you give me a name and address for the record, thank you.
Denise Alexa, Town of Oyster Bay. Thank you for your time and consideration at the last meeting. We are a group of grassroots Long Island volunteers who presented a deficits report produced by New York Citizens Audit outlining their findings of an open source audit of the New York State voter database. We are requesting your support for a resolution for an audit of the New York State 2022 general election. Whereas it is a recognized civil right in the United States for every citizen to have free and fair elections, and the right of suffrage can be denied by a debasement or dilution of the weight of a citizen's vote just as effectively as by wholly prohibiting the free exercise of the franchise. Reynolds versus Sims, 377 U.S. 533, 1964. Whereas it is the affirmative duty of our election officials to comply with all federal and state laws governing administration and procedure of our elections, thereby guaranteeing our elections are accurate and free of distortion or manipulation. Whereas our constitutional system of representative government only works when the worth of honest ballots is not diluted by invalid ballots procured by corruption, and assuring accuracy can only be achieved through the operational integrity of our elections as defined by those laws governing the following 5 processes. 1, vigorous verification of voter identity. 2, proven ballot security and intact chain of custody. 3, voting systems certified to be secure from operational, physical, and cyber threats. 4, meets all FISMA and state operational and risk assessment requirements. 5, meets auditability and traceability requirements in operational policy. Whereas an open source audit of the New York State 2020 general election, conducted by New York Citizens Audit has uncovered evidence of massive inaccuracies that violate both federal and state laws, including over 2,400,000 New York State voter ID numbers attached to 1,100,000 over registrants, 740,000 ineligible votes cast statewide, 338,000 more votes cast than voters who voted, 987,000 voters who registered on January 1st from 1900 to 2021, 1.9 million registrations in the state voter rolls missing from the county rolls, 625,000 more registrations than voting-age citizens in 6 counties alone, 195,000 votes cast in New York City that went missing in the New York State voter database, 1 million plus felony violations of New York State election law, 95 state and federal legislative races impacted by 740,000 ineligible votes, abandoned ballots and ballot payment schemes, certification as defined by law was provably fraudulent and illegal. My colleague will take over.
Thank you, Ms. Alexa. I appreciate the information that was shared with the town board. Next, I have Valerie D'Souza. How you doing? If you give your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Yes, I'm just picking up where she left off. Whereas these findings trample accuracy requirements of voting systems for a federal election, wherein the system shall achieve a target error rate of no more than 1 in 10 million ballot positions. For a voting system, accuracy is defined as the ability of the system to capture, record, store, consolidate, and report the specific selections and absence of selections made by the voter for each ballot position without error. Whereas it must be known factually and provably that the intent of the voters is accurately represented by election results before certification can be lawfully conducted. Certification of an election that varies from the law is an abridgment of the civil rights of the citizens. A fraud ab initio, United States versus Throckmorton, 98 U.S. 6, 61, 1878. Whereas state and federal officials have met the efforts of New York Citizens Audit to seek redress for these egregious violations with indifference and inaction, including the Attorney General, Secretary of State, State Board of Elections, Inspector General, Federal Bureau of Investigations, state leadership of Democrat and Republican parties, county election officials, sheriffs, district attorneys, and others. Whereas none of these violations were addressed prior to the administration and certification of the 2022 general election, and there prevails a spirit of extreme contention and zero trust between people of differing political ideologies across New York, which is destructive to our families, our way of life, and the fabric of these United States. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, I have Patrick Quinn. How you doing? If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Good morning. It's Patrick Wynn, 7 Osage Lane, Wisconsin, Smithtown, New York. I'm going to pick off where my colleague left off. Therefore, we call upon our representatives, including town board members, county legislators, state legislators, federal legislators, law enforcement, federal and state prosecutors, and judges to provide relief to the people and the assurance of domestic tranquility through the fulfillment of each of the following firm requests. A complete end-to-end audit of the New York State 2022 general election for both paper and electronic records, including ballots by a mutually agreed upon external third-party bonded auditing firm, possessed of adequate insurance and indemnification for the handling and protection of personal identifying information of millions of New York citizens in order to determine the true error rate. The audit will provide a comprehensive report and analysis of all lapses and errors with an explanation and cause where it can be determined. 2, the enactment of legislation defining a mutually agreed upon process by which an end-to-end audit would be triggered by any future elections. 3, the enactment of legislation defining a mutually agreed upon accuracy rate for the New York State voter and county voter roll databases. The enactment, number 4, the enactment of legislation allowing for anonymous vote verification and tracking by the voter, open source royalty-free patent pending, including automatic mechanisms to report and remedy errors during the canvass period following an election, regardless of ballot entry source. Criminalize election misconduct explicitly with regard to state election law and increase penalties to reflect the societal and generational harms inflicted by these crimes. Be resolved that the Town Board of Hempstead, New York stands in support with these concerns and remedies presented here. We implore the Suffolk County Legislature, New York State Legislature, federal legislatures, law enforcement, federal and state prosecutors, judges, and both state and county boards of elections to cooperate and fulfill these firm requests of the people. Okay. As Hempstead Town Board members, we are aware that your jurisdictional authority may be limited to matters strictly regarding the town of Hempstead. However, the support of our resolution include not only your constituents, but the people of towns throughout the great state of New York. When there are questions concerning the accuracy and verifiability of elections, these must be answered so that we, the people, are certain we are governed only by our consent, This is what our resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Queen. We have the resolution. We appreciate it, and it's been given out to all the board members for their consideration. Thank you again. Judy Cataldo? How you doing? Morning. If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Good morning. Judy Cataldo, Belmore, New York. I'd like to read a statement. It's an appointment for the South Nassau Water Authority to dear Supervisor Clavin and Town Council. Long Island Clean Air and Water Soil writes to recommend the appointment of its director, Dave Denenberg, to the South Nassau Water Authority. Dave Denenberg has been a legislator and director, of course, for the fight for public water. Investor-owned utilities holding a monopoly on public necessity water charges outrageous rates to secure the records and profits for its shareholders at the expense of the ratepayers who are the constituents and not served by a tax-free municipal water. Dave's worked with our state officials to establish the South Nassau Water Authority in 2022. Dave urged the town and the county representatives to appoint commissioners to SNWA. The ratepayers hope that the commissioner would act in the ratepayers' interest and implement public takeover of liberty. It's been over a year and no public meetings have been held. Two of the commissions are now resigned. They dutifully the two commissions now reside, one appointed to the town board and the other one's running for county legislator as commissioners. They dutifully did not think that the town and county did not want to lose the taxes to receive from the Liberty taxpayers over the tune of $12 million a year. Taxes of residents with municipal water do not play. Indeed, as Cause often states, it's unconstitutional for a municipality to tax one resident for water, and it doesn't provide while providing tax-free water service to most of the town residents. With projected 42% rate increases, it's ironic that now everybody's expressing outrage. Our town elected officials are responsible for this outrage continuing. More important than ever, we want to appoint to the SNWA board dedicated to protecting the ratepayers and not unfair town and county tax revenue. This person is Dave. He would ensure public acquisition is completed before the rate hike goes into effect. No one in Long Island has been more knowledgeable about this issue than Dave Denenberg. Dave's negotiation skills are unparalleled. Nobody will fight harder than him. Therefore, on behalf of thousands of constituents, the underserved and overtaxed, and the private water monopoly in this town, Clause respectfully requests that the town of Hempstead appoint Dave Denenberg to the SNWA. I thank you so much, and I submit this for your record.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, Councilman, did you want to?
Yes, I want to say something. Now, on this petition circulating, referring to Dave Denenberg as a former county legislator. Now, the issue is nobody mentioned on this petition of why he resigned from the county legislator. Now, the reason why he resigned is, as per Newsday, Dave Denenberg pled guilty to 8 felonies for bilking $2.3 million from a client and served 90-day sentence in a federal penitentiary. As a former police officer, enforcing the law for over 22 years, I would never appoint a convicted felon who resigned in disgrace from office to serve on any board or authority. In addition to that, I hope that Long Island Cause is aware of Town Code Article 2, Section 3820, that bars appointment of any officer of the town board from serving on any board or authority for a convicted of a felony. Town Attorney, would I be interpreting that correctly?
You are, in fact, interpreting it correctly.
So, due to his criminal background of 8 felonies, he is ineligible to serve on the authority. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman. I'm sure any petitions that are online are making reference to Mr. Denenberg's service, not only to the county legislature, but his service to the federal penitentiary system, and the fact that he stole money from residents, or I should say from his clients, $2.3 million, according to Newsday. Next, I'm going to call up Diane Madden. Morning, Ms. Madden. If you give your name and address for the record.
Good morning, Diane Madden, Hempstead.
Supervisor Clavin, I think that for the first year with the animal shelter, you did a remarkable job, and you have done what no other supervisor before you had the courage to do. Where I see the problem is that I believe you began accepting excuses and not holding people accountable. Again, that's my view. And my experience. I mean, if I recall correctly, I had to battle some of your own people just to simply get the phone lines picked up on the, instead of a recorder, and for the public to have disclosed to them whether an animal was rescued or adopted. It were simple things, and yet you didn't take excuses then, and that's why those small policies continue. I'm here to speak about the training position that is still empty since January. I urge the board to please make sure that an RFQ and an RFP, another one went up. You did have a candidate with outstanding credentials. You bypassed that candidate who went through 3 presentations to instead hire someone that ended up threatening the public and being fired for falsifying certification. So I think that that should be a priority at the animal shelter right now. The staff, whether you're being told this or not, is once again very discouraged. The shelter has a feeling of going backwards. I know you don't want to see that happen. I certainly don't want to see that happen. In 2011, they had actually a titled position for the behavior position. It had requirements, it had standards, and the shelter, because of that, went on the right track and stayed there for a number of years. In 2016, they reduced it. They no longer required a testing position, which was a mistake. They just put out an RFQ and RFP, and they did advertise. To date, 2023, now apparently, according to the town communications, there are absolutely no requirements for the job, and in fact, it's been empty. Again, I don't think it's asking for too much. It's been going on since January to once again advertise the position properly and pick from the top, not from the bottom, and bring in people that are going to review those resumes and not just pass them through. It is very important to have a positive reinforcement trainer, and it is very important to have them carefully screened. It's a public safety issue. It's an issue of staff training. You have dogs that are brought in from pit bull rings. It's important, essential to have the staff properly trained. They are not trained. Supervisor Clavin, if you have no interest in doing this or taking further steps, then I ask you to privatize the animal shelter. I acknowledge what you've done.
No, Ms. Mann, I appreciate you know the rules, and I appreciate the advocacy. I do want to also point out before I call the next speaker that I've been told that there's currently an RFP for an animal behavior consultant. It's running townwide in the Heralds and in the Law and Business News, and apparently the State Reporter as well. We appreciate it, and I appreciate all your comments as always.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't see it on the website.
I'll have somebody, Dominic will be nice enough to present it in the back, just so you know. Next, I have Nadia Clark. Dominic, raise your hand. No, not you, Dominic. Young Dominic. I teased you. Good morning, Ms. Clark. If you give me name and address for the record.
Hello. Hi, Tom. My name is actually Nadia.
Okay. Hey, Nadia, how are you?
Doing well. My name is Nadia. I'm here to represent Roosevelt, New York. I want to talk about, I moved there probably 3 years ago, and I noticed there's a building, 6682 NASA Roosevelt, that's been, it was a daycare there that's been shut down for a while, permanently. And I was wondering if it's possible to do eminent domain to buy that property and actually build a hypermarket with a pharmacy. There's no pharmacy in Roosevelt. And other stores that can bring business to Roosevelt. Is it possible to answer that question? Should I talk to John from the building department?
It's a public comment time. We're listening to what you have to say, and after I talk to Commissioner Ryan Rodkamp. You're here, right? Commissioner Rodkamp, Plan Economic Development. I know there's been some recent construction down in the area, but I'm taking notes of the things you're saying.
Yeah, it's a gas station and Dunkin' Donuts, but I'm talking about things that actually we need for the community, like a CVS and things like that. Not, stuff that brings, hypertension and more processed food.
Like I said, the commissioner has been a good advocate of trying to bring businesses into the area. So I'm happy to, Commissioner Radkamp, why don't you stand up to identify yourself there? You could set up a meeting with him right after this. Do you guys want to sit down and talk about what your concept is?
All right.
All right?
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Next, I have Linda Howe. Okay. Andrea Martone. Morning. If you just give name and address for the record. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Andrea Martone from Merrick. Hi, everyone. I'm speaking on behalf of Wild Ones of Long Island. We met with your staff in October of last year about our shared interest in tree preservation. And at their request, we put together a proposed tree ordinance, which we delivered to you on March 13th. Mr. Clavin, did you receive that?
Ms. Martone, I'm listening to you.
Okay. In collecting the information for our proposed tree ordinance, we learned that every town on Long Island and other municipalities across the country have stricter ordinances than the largest township in the U.S., the town of Hempstead. The current ordinance requires a $25 fee to take down a tree in the public right-of-way and a $25 fine if you fail to apply for this permit. There are no restrictions for removing trees on private property. So this does not deter anyone from removing a tree. Just to give you an idea of the magnitude of loss we've suffered in the last 3 years, I have counted over 100 canopy trees taken down in a 5-block radius. These trees are irreplaceable, and what is being planted instead are non-native alien species of shrubs and trees. I was shocked to learn how detrimental this is through some of my reading with Doug Tallamy's book, Nature's Best Hope. With regard to your concerns of limiting property owners' rights, the town already limits property owners' rights in many ways. Without a permit, a homeowner cannot expand a dwelling, put in a pool, or rent their home. Homeowners must have respect for their environment, such as how we cannot just dump toxic waste into the ground because it will affect the larger surrounding environment. Taking down a single tree may sound insignificant, but there is a whole world of fungi, insects, and birds that need that tree to survive. The tree also trees support one another underground, sending nutrients to each other. One oak tree can host up to 150 different species from its roots all the way up to its acorns. An oak tree is considered a keystone species in our region. Can you guess how many different species a non-native tree, like a crepe myrtle, a beautiful flowering tree, hosts? 0. Just to be clear, we aren't proposing an ordinance that would take away property owners' rights. They will be able to take down a native canopy tree if they want, but after following a process. Yes, it would make it more difficult for them, but they would think twice about why they're taking down the tree and how it affects the larger community. Also, you might like this, it will provide an opportunity for the town to generate revenue. We're proposing that the homeowner be required to replant a native tree on their property or to pay into a tree fund to replant somewhere else in the township. I believe you're all aware of the town of North Hempstead's new tree ordinance. Cornell Cooperative Extension is more than happy to meet with you to write this legislation, and you can even become an Arbor Day Tree City USA once again.
Thank you, Ms. Martone. We appreciate it. Next, I have Pearl Jacobs. Good morning, Ms. Jacobs. If you give me name and address for the record, thank you.
Morning, Pearl Jacobs, Uniondale. First, I want to start off by, saying again on this proposed project at the Nassau Hub, the town of Hempstead will be responsible for all environmental testing related to this proposed Sands Casino project. And I just want to share some facts, but I know you already know. I just wanted to reiterate the facts that Uniondale, Roosevelt, Hempstead, and Westbury have been identified by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation as communities that are adversely affected by air pollution, among other concerning environmental issues. African American and Hispanic youth have a significantly higher rate of asthma hospitalizations in Nassau County than that of our Caucasian and Asian youth. Traffic would increase significantly with a casino at the Nassau hub. Increased traffic results in higher levels of air pollution, more cases that attribute to asthma. And Hempstead Turnpike ranks in the top 5 of the most dangerous roadways in New York State. And we already spoke about our water quality. So I'm sure that you would do these environmental studies and these testing in a fair and a professional and a transparent manner. Thank you. Also, I have pictures from Uniondale Avenue. On Saturday, our committee, Nostrand Garden Civic Association Beautification Committee, were planting flowers 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. You know, in the planters that stretch up and down Uniondale Avenue. The litter was appalling, okay? Appalling. I have pictures. I'm showing you the respect to bring you and show you the pictures. I started to put it on my Facebook page and send it viral, but I will share this with you. I know before you had pickers out there taking, I understand it's a county road, but you know, I am tired of doing this job here and then going to my county and then going to my senators. So I'm leaving it here so you can escalate this for me, my representative. And like I said, this is ridiculous. But also, I would like to thank John Lipinski, Todd Tritrano, and his team for the wonderful job that they do and the access that they provide, you know, to help Uniondale in our quality of life issues. I would like to also thank Pete Caparelli and Frank Pepe for their support and their hard work that they do to keep up the quality of life in Uniondale. And another issue, signage, visual pollution, 576 Uniondale Avenue. That lot remains blocked off. There's no activity going there. But we would like the visual pollution, the signage removed from that blocked off lot. Thank you.
Let me ask you a question. Just who's your county legislator there?
Well, you know, you should know that. I'm not even answering that question. My council person should know that.
No, I'm just asking. Who's the county legislator so I can reach out to them?
Oh, you reach out to them, that would be great. That would either be Kevon Abrahams or Sela Bino, you know, because of the redistricting.
Yeah, so either one of them. So when you reached out to, who did you reach out to recently about the condition of Uniondale? I reached out before, several times before. I did not bring this to them as yet, okay? Okay. Then what I'll do is I'll give them a call. It's not a problem. Okay.
Okay, I would appreciate it.
Marcia DiTieri.
Marcia DiTieri, Merrick, New York. I am requesting, once again, that tree preservation be put into place. I am also requesting, as with the town of North Hempstead, that there be a public meeting separate from the monthly board meetings to hear what the constituents of this township want, not the minority of the board members. Don't we deserve a healthy environment as with other local townships? Emails of other townships' laws were forwarded to you for review to all the board members. I hope you saw it. If the majority feels that your constituents deserve better, please consider the health and the future of the town of Hempstead. Supervisor Clazen, Garden City, Article S188-9, since it has been established that trees stabilize the soil and control water pollution by preventing soil erosion and flooding, absorb air pollution, provide us with oxygen, yield advantageous microclimatic effects, have an intricate aesthetic quality, protect and increase property values, offer a natural barrier for noise, and provide a natural habitat for the wildlife. And that the removal of trees deprive us of these benefits and disrupt fundamental ecological systems in which they are integrally involved. It is therefore the purpose of this article to prevent the indiscriminate destruction or removal of trees within the boundaries of the Village of Garden City, and to provide for the relocation or replacement of trees which may be destroyed or removed. Town of Hempstead, Andrea Red. Town of Oyster Bay, in an effort to remove as few trees as possible, only trees that are considered hazardous, dead, or diseased, or severely damaged will be removed. Trees that may adversely impact proposed home improvements on the applicant's property will also be considered. A tree inspector from the town of Oyster Bay will assess the condition of a tree before any tree is removed and will file a report. Town of Brookhaven. The vital environmental functions which trees serve within the ecological structure of the town of Brookhaven is well recognized. Trees are recognized to provide various benefits to the environment, including the stabilization and preservation of the soil, the absorption of air pollutants, and the provision of oxygen, and to further provide natural barriers to noise and habitats for wildlife while maintaining and offering intrinsic aesthetic quality. The destruction and removal of trees deprives all sectors of society of these benefits while disrupting the ecological systems for which they are an integral part. Thus, it is the intent of the Town Board of the Town of Brookhaven in enacting this chapter to regulate the destruction and removal of trees and to secure these various benefits for the future of
Thank
the
you, Ms.
residents.
Thierry. Next, I have up Sandra Hall.
Please take stride.
Hi, good morning. If you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Good morning, Sandra Hall, Uniondale. Good morning, Board. I'd like to mention, and good morning, fellow Nassau County residents. I wanted to talk to you about 159 Gilroy Avenue. It's a squatter's house. There's a squatter's problem going on in Uniondale, along with drug and rehab programs for alcoholics and people transitioning into not getting high. Well, we have more homes in Uniondale for those types of individuals than in the rest of the county, and it's a huge problem. 159 Gilroy Avenue, we get old. We're alone because the kids don't care about you. So what happens is you're alone in your house, you die, and when you die, squatters move in your house. And that's what happened at 159 Gilroy Avenue. So they're selling weed, the grass is about 30 feet high, and people are looking at me, Miss Uniondale, what are you going to do about this? Because it happens to be across the street from my house. The next thing I want to talk about is food trucks. Now, we know that Nassau County is readily and steadily turning into Atlantic Avenue in Brooklyn. There's rules to having a food truck. I'd like to have a soul food truck. I'm working on that. But you're supposed to move every 15 minutes, and you need to be licensed. You just can't build a truck out of a van that you created. That's what's happening in Uniondale on Jerusalem and Uniondale Avenue. The next thing is the illegal basement apartments. Our lovely governor would like to see Uniondale and Nassau County turn into more of a city environment. No, the roads aren't built for that. The electricity isn't built for that. It's just not built for that. It was built for one families, and you have 1,000 people living in one homes. Cars, Ms. Pearl Jacobs is correct. Uniondale has a lot of kids with asthma due to carcinogens, nitrogen. And we have the businesses that are fixing cars. We need dog notices to go out to the residents to clean up your dog mess, cut your grass, because we have slumlords. Most people that own their houses keep them up, but it's a huge problem, and that creates all of the bugs and things that hurt us in the summertime. No parking zones. There's no parking signs knocked halfway down in Uniondale everywhere. There's a sense of recklessness, lawlessness. We owe the police a refund, not a defund, because who else are we going to call? We need their help. We need new signs put in that you can't park on a corner with your commercial vehicle so the buses and the sanitation trucks can't get by. Children can't safely board and get off of the buses. The Nassau County Strip Mall on Nassau Road. There's a strip mall by Family Dollar that's turned into, brothers hanging out, and people can't keep a business there. It's trash, it's dirty. Please look into that. And I also want to say at 312 Uniondale Avenue, there's a Dominican shop there that has speakers that they sell for cars, and they entertain us every day. Every day we listen to this music, and it's loud enough to hear in Wyoming. So we need help with that. 312 Uniondale Avenue. And last but not least, no casino.
Ms. Hall, do me a favor.
Yes,
before you, Freddie. No, Freddie, stand up. That's my building commissioner. I just want to get those addresses with you, and also he'll follow up on getting your idea of the signage in the corner, and I believe Consumer Affairs for Nassau County is responsible for the food trucks. and the health department. So maybe we'll reach out to the county and ask them to do some enforcement. But I'm just going to ask you to follow up with him if it's okay. I just want to get those addresses you talked about.
And I'm a
okay?
school teacher by day. I took off to come here.
We appreciate it. Like I said, he's the commissioner. He's going to get the address at 159 and 312 because I took some notes, but I want to make sure the streets are done right. Now, I don't have any other slips of anybody else who has not spoken that wishes to be heard, did not sign in. If not, have a wonderful evening and afternoon. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.